And I'm happy to tell you that I finally finished my cappuccino. And right now it's late in evening and I have a bright light above. So let's hope that I can show you a little bit better in details what it would look like. I don't know why my focus is not working. But in this area, on both sides actually, there was a same type of bead, but it was attached with a different color strings. So I don't know if you can see that, like about this area is the darker colors and that's a lighter colors. So it really makes a difference what you attach it with. And of course, the same thing was in this area too, some darker and some lighter. So I finished, of course, all the steam that was in here, then did this part, and you can see the sparkly golden bead going like along the frame, because it looks like this some kind of frame, and finished off also in here. So somehow the sparkling is not showing that well, maybe like this. And then all those petite beads needed to be attached, and these beads are different color than these, but it's kind of hard to tell. They're very, very similar. It's just this in the white parts, they don't have as much colorfulness, I guess, as would be these surrounding the burgundy colors. And then I finished off in here, of course, and the coffee beans on this side, and that was about it, I think. Initials at first I started putting in with dark color, but it was really blending in. It even with two threads, it was very hard to see. So I decided to take a lighter color and just put in. So it's not very visible, but you can kind of see that's 24. So this is all finished. My second try at doing cappuccino. Of course, there's going to be something I don't even have to attach, but originally it had like a button in the shape of a heart attached, so you can see what if there's any difference between like a perforated paper stitch and the fabric. So I don't know how exactly I'm gonna finish off. At first I thought maybe pillow, then maybe like a flat fold, and also possibility as a frame. So I don't know how exactly I'm gonna do. So that's for stitching. The threads, these are still original threads that I had left. None of them are fully finished except uh, 3-4 colors in here. So I can now rip this apart, put it in the correct threads because it's a DMC, and I use all of them to attach the beads as it was suggested. And as for beads, not a lot was needed to use up from extras. So as you can see, these were the colors that I had, and I really love this color of beads. There's several. So this has like a purplish and like a burgundish mauve colors in here. And let's see, was it this one or this? No, that's a petite. And like this one was similar to that previous, but as you can see, there is like a lighter blue, almost like blueberry colors in here. But very colorful was the green color that has all kinds of shades. I love these different colors of the greens. So that's main colors that I had, and that's what it looks like right now. I still have pinned my 2 needles, and it's all will be done. I'll sort out the beads, and we'll see how I'm gonna FFO this piece, and if I decide to put any kind of bead in here, button in here or not. So that was my cappuccino by Mellow Hill Beads, MH14-8202. And I hope you enjoyed watching this progress of mine. And I'm curious if you stitched this, how you FFO'd it, how you finished it, and if you did on a fabric or a perforated paper. And if the fabric, then perhaps you changed the fabric count. That would be fun to find out. So leave about that in the comments below. And today I think I'm gonna start something new. And I was so happy I actually found a couple magazines that were like hiding from me. And it's all thanks to dog that I found it. It was this magazine that had like as you can see, like three markings. I had the three of them marked for the new start for this year, and the one with those diamonds that I was stitching, I needed just a little bit to finish off. I found those two main magazines, and it was sitting in my like a mat cutting box that somehow, I guess, the magazines fell into it, and when dog moved it out of the way, it fell down and opened up, and my magazines were just sitting there. So I'm so happy that I can start my new starts and hopefully finish the diamond Victorian diamond design that was, like I said, just a tiny bit needed to finish. So let's start with Jake the Snowman, and designer is Janet Bryan Groves of Karate Cat Design. And as you can see, it's like a stuffed 3D little snowman. But what's interesting that it was, even though body design is 6.5 by 2.25 on a 28 count, but it was suggested to get for the body itself 13 by 9. So it's like I don't know why, like just for the body 13 inches in height, so it's a double of the height. And since we're not framing or anything, it's just a little bit gonna be maybe folding over or something, which should be, but still when it's like, let's say 3 inches wide, and if you wrap it even around to stuff it, it should not need a whole 9 inches. So I think I'm gonna sew it in here and on the bottom, not to fold, make it very long. So I got this piece of fabric, and instead of suggested oatmeal even wave from Fabric Flare, I got this Winter Moon 28 count casual linen, and I marked it. I did a little bit more width in here, and this is about 10 inches tall, so it should be enough for me to fold over. And when I do the two pieces, because it can go in a bigger length. So I also chose my own threads because it's what it was suggesting. For example, those trees, right? There are supposed to be medium brown gray color of Sullivan's, and I don't think that looks like brown gray to me at all. So I just looked at the picture and I got approximate color threads that would look good, and this is what I picked. There's Wigs Dye Works and Gentle Arts sampler threads, all over dyed. So I'm gonna play around and see which ones I like better, because there's several slightly different shadings for some of them, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm all ready to start, and I'll come back to you hopefully with at least the body stitch, because there's going to be extra parts like earmuffs we'll need to do with specialty stitches, and these ornaments hanging also will need to be done separately. So here is where I'm starting with Jake the Snowman. So it took me several days, and I was stitching very little each day, but I finished stitching. And again, there were some discrepancies in the, like a pattern versus like what the picture looks like. So it was a little confusing. So I'll tell you in a second. So these are the colors I used. If you would be interested in using it, Red Rocks. Okay, first, perhaps you want to see how it looks. So I did not cut out, just fresh, like off the frame. And this is what the face looks like. Orange is a little bit brighter for you. It's for me, it's a little bit darker. But as you can see, little like a holes in there, and these were not evenly spaced, so it would be like 1.5 stitches apart, and that's fine. But like these, when you look at the picture, for example, you could see that I still have to like attach the button, but behind the button they're like almost like a reddish, those darker threads, like similar to what the house was. But in the pattern it was saying that I need to use all of the same, which is thread gather single colors, and I use for all of those stitches like it was regular X, Smyrna, snowflake, star stitch, and let's see, yeah, that was also used for that giant diamond for the ornaments, but it's all the same color, right? So in the pattern was the same thing. If I could show you like piece of it, M, and those dots, as you know, that regular X's, but M supposed to be with that make a snowflake stitch, right? Letter M. But when you look at the picture, it does not look like that at all, right? This is which one was it? That's supposed to be regular stitches here. So that was one of the differences. For the snow, I've decided to use grits because it has some slight color difference in here, and it's not like a pure white. There's a slightly like yellowish, oldish color, and I've used that for all snow. That was a lot in here. And for the ornaments, for which I needed to have like 2 of each, so there's those big ones, a diamond eyelet, and the patterns for these were in the back of the magazine, I guess, for all of them. So had to do like a border that I'll have to put it together. And another ornament was this one with I think what was it? S is the star stitch. So it's pretty much like a Rhodes kind of stitch, but had to do also borders. So that was all in the same color, and just like this. But like I said, this part was supposed to be in the picture darker apparently. But I used that, and haven't decided what kind of buttons I'm going to attach on top of them. So here is the house with the trees, and the backstitched, all the windows had each extra backstitch on the top, and one big on the door. And I think I missed this little path, so good thing I looked it up. And for the house, I picked this Weeks Dye Works. I thought it would look great. It's red rocks in here color, so it has some variation in that. Let's see, for the door, I used the Gentle Arts Sable. That is different. And let's see, yellow, which was the Buttercup, I used that was needed only like the windows and like the chimney a tiny bit in here. So that was all that was needed from that color. The orange, which is a sweet potato, I used on the nose. Let's see, this is green Oscar for the trees. I like how the change looks, and yeah, I did the sable, I think. So those were main ones, and I had the 413, which supposed to be, I think, like a little path in here going on, the back stitching, and like the eyes and the mouth. So that was with this color, and also the distance between like these and the mouth, as you can see, there's quite a bit of a stitches, and you have to have like a neck, the scarf in here. But when you look at the pattern, just gonna show some of it. At the pattern, there is barely any distance in here, so I had to kind of look by the picture and figure out how much I want because of the sizing, the height that I had to kind of adjust. This is not the distance actually, so if you want to stitch, make sure you do that, because then you don't have a room for a scarf at all in here, like you can see in this way. So I kind of calculated approximately from the top where my fabric was ending, so I would have time a place to sew in, fold it and sew in. So I kind of calculated where the eyes and started this way, so I would have some space in there. So let's see, anything else about that that is different. I guess that would be it. There was something different that was not even, I think, and I'm trying to remember which part I wanted to tell you. Oops. Oh, okay. So when you look at the picture, if my camera could focus on it, does not want to really, but the eyes, when you follow the thread of the fabric, one is higher by one stitch of the fabric, one is lower. So that was kind of weird. In the pattern it was all even, but here this eye is a little bit lower than that one. So that's what I have for my snowman. And these gonna be like earmuffs little pieces, but I don't know why it was suggested to have like for earmuffs 7 by 7 inch pieces when you need to have about 1.5 inch total as an area. So why you need 7 by 7 pieces, I don't get it for this this little bit earmuff to do. So that was kind of weird. And then same for all of the 4 parts of ornaments. It was also suggested 7 by 7 pieces, and it's going to be trimmed to have, I think, was that the 3/8 I think in that. So I don't know why you need a whole like this big for that little small thing when you're gonna just connect 2 pieces like that together. So that kind of did not make sense. So I kind of calculated approximate distances, so it would be enough to cut, and that's that. So this is what my snowman looks like right now. And since it's coming up on the end of the month, like always, I'm trying to take my ghost girl or girl ghost for the spin. I have certain amount of stitches I want to do each month so I can finish second, third of the row this year. So next year I could finish the whole row. And let's see where I am right now. I actually started a bit yesterday before filming today, and I got almost like 1,000 more stitches. So I'm sure you wouldn't know where I put it in because it's such a big area. As you can see, I don't mark. It was pre-marked 25 count Lucas fabric goblin, and big holes just like on the 24th, and it's already gridded, and I just marked quickly on the paper, and I'm just holding like that. And you can see the ghost girls already here showing up in here, and I was just kind of slowly putting in stitches this way and that way, all the way up to the bottom that I could get to, and that's how I'm gonna continue work on that. So like this area right now, this is what's going to be worked on, and then the skin is going to be showing up more and more of the ghost part. So we'll be curious to see how it looks compared to like a real picture of her and the ghost one. So that's here, you can kind of already see earlobe shaping up just like that, and lots of different blends in here going on. I did not finish yet a hand. I was trying to just put in more stitching, and there's mostly like those, you can see like some brownish color, burgundish popping in, and I'm stitching in a half stitches goblin stitch that goes like this and then coming back, so it fills up a little bit more in the back. But this is what I'm going to be working for next several more days at least, and I have to have over 4,000 done. We'll see how it goes. It's okay if I do a bit less, because then it's going to be rest of this left to do, and that's gonna be mainly the ghost girl's face in here. Um, Up to like this way, I think the face is gonna be giant compared to her, and well, I'm very curious to see how it's gonna turn out because as you can see, it's like way below the arm. That's where the chin is. So yeah, the whole frame size is going to be the face. So I'm going to be working, and once I'm done at the end of a month, because I have one more piece I want to grab before end of a month at least, maybe even something new again. So just going to be working in this, filling in and slowly going from left to right the whole way here. So this is where my girl ghost is right now. And after working several, just only a few days, I was able to get this amount. So as you can see, it's filling up her like a hair, ghost girl's hair. Side here is growing, and I almost finished her ear part and the skin part in here, and as you can see, this part is just a tiny bit of skin should be showing up, so that's where it's gonna go, and more surrounding the main character's hand is gonna be. So just did that, and uh, I'm getting much closer to the 30% done of this whole piece. So I'm very excited about that, but still not fully. I think 1% is over 4,000 stitches. So it takes a bit to get 1% even, but that I did this area filled up, it's great for me. So I think that's where I'm gonna finish my October part of the ghost girl or girl ghost, and we'll see what brings next month for her at least. And today is 31st of October, Halloween, and as each year, I'm trying to stitch on this piece, Magister of Devil Called or Grandmaster of Devil Called by Maria Skripnik pattern. I'm stitching this on 28 count Monaco fabric, 2/2, and in total should be over 38,300 stitches. And as you can see, there's going to be all kinds of back stitching involved in this, and let's see where I'm gonna start this time, because it's about let's see, 43% I have it done so far. So stitching like from a top, rolling down, once I get the area, then I do the back stitching, so I don't have to come back. So majority of this part is done. As you can see, there's already outline of the main characters, and I'm almost done stitching the circle. So for example, if you see this bottom area, this is where the circle ends and the character starts, and something similar on this side. Just a little bit of the darkness here left, so the mountainous like area this way, so just a little bit left, and then main character Lanjan is gonna start in this area, and I already had like a hair band already stitched up because it was the same color threads that I was using. So I think I'm gonna finish up a little bit around area and back stitching, and then I'm gonna start concentrating on the main guys, and that's gonna take a bit. So we'll see how it goes, and as you can see, there's a lot of the various color backstitching gonna be. I'm very curious to see how their face is gonna turn out, but this is where I'm starting right now. And I wonder if you can see what I've done in a part, just partial day, that showing over 300 stitches I've done. So let's see what I actually worked. So by the hanging threads, you probably can notice the back stitching that I've done, although it's actually more like a couching that I've been doing. it's still a little bit uneven in the beginning. I think I started as the backstitching and then decided to do the couching, so you probably can see the difference slightly. And to kind of reach some areas, I had to start filling in those blanks, which was full X stitching. There's some spots here, but I'm slowly was creeping in this side, and this is where it went, that like a shading of the this character was blending in where the bird's wings are. So just continuing in there, and when a thread was finished, then I would pick up a next one and then slowly go like this. Also finish some of the blue color in here, like to finish to go around the circle, and filled up a little bit in here, and was doing more back stitching to finish these wings feathers that I could. So I'm slowly going down, and does not look like a lot when you look at it, but it's over 700 showing. So at least that's good. So I was happy to do that. Now it's gonna start month of November, and I thought I could go over here at the end like a little tidbits of my life through month of October. So I'll be adding some pictures time after time for you to see what I've been talking about. So first, in the beginning of the month, we had a total kitchen countertop change, and we had guys come in and take off the old countertops, which probably looked more like a laminate, and we got the green, not the green, but the pure granite installed. There were pretty bad hiccups happening with that. I had to call them the company back again and schedule appointment, and they said they didn't have a time right away, and I was insisting because um, the space where the oven supposed to fit in, we couldn't slide in oven. Those guys didn't try to slide in oven to make sure that it fits in the spot, and we couldn't use oven, for like 3 days plus what we've been waiting. So I was not happy with that. Also, when we had the next day plumber guy come in, and because when you install the new sink, they put like a glue around the countertop and the sink, so you can't use for like at least 24 hours. So when the next day a plumber came in, he helped me actually to fix dishwasher, because apparently the countertop guys, I don't know if they were raising dishwasher to attach to the countertop or what, but the bottom, like a kick plate, was put in like a backwards, so I couldn't even open the door of the dishwasher. So I looked at the booklet that I had about it, and I thought that from what I could see, that they put in backwards. But with the plumber, we looked again, and he was able to do that. But after that, the door of dishwasher is not closing easily. Like, you have to really push in, makes kind of noise, and the engine even of dishwasher is way louder than what it used to be. So I don't know what exactly they did, but that and when the countertop with the cabinet, it has as a slab, it has to be equal. And right on the corner by the oven, it was fairly good size gap. I don't know how much exactly, but they didn't put anything like to keep it still. In some places they did, like against the wall, and plumber said you should really demand that they put something in there, because if you put something heavy in that corner, it could crack or something like that. So when the new team of the guys came, like 3 days later, to check the gap to fit in oven, I asked them about it, and they filled in, and they actually did also caulking. So I was happy with the second team. Luckily, they didn't have to take the granite off or trim it there, because we had like a strip of cabinetry between oven and the stovetop that was by itself. So they were able to move that slightly and reattach it to have an oven fit in, because it was just a tiny bit that wouldn't slide in. So they did that, and they looked all around. Although first team actually were our what they call it, like a computer station. That one corner, because it would be kept on front only by a little strip that was attached to the cabinet. The guy actually did little strips of wood and like made more concrete, solid weight holding there. So at least that was good with the first team. But yeah, it was. They also, when they were putting our sink in, knocked over a little bit of like a water shut off valve, so it was spraying, but luckily it didn't take that long for him to fix up. So I was not impressed with the installers totally, but at least now we have a kitchen cabinet, and now it's going to be for me to figure out what color cabinets we want, because we'll be resurfacing cabinets, changing new hardware. So there's, and then repainting the wall. Also, I want to install the backsplash, and I have some ideas in my mind. So still more work left in the kitchen. Let's see. Next, it was a High School Musical called the Goosebumps, and my daughter was part of the cast. So, as part of what you call like a drama booster club member, as a parent, I was able to go in like a preview where they did like a dress rehearsal, and we can take pictures and film and stuff like that. So I was taking a lot of pictures and video, and I had a flash in there and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off because I don't use that camera that often in the darkness, but the pictures turned out great, and it was fun. I might be able to like have a little bit of sound. I loved a lot of songs. The kids were amazing. The voices were great. The dancing and acting, that was all great, and especially since there were so many freshmen in there. I don't know if I'll be able to put in any parts of that in here or not. Then let's see. I'll add the pictures here of one of the local post offices, because October was like a Cancer Awareness Month, and they did all decked out the whole like a room and the entryway for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And like you come in like on the red carpet, literally there were ropes around and red carpet going through, or pink carpet I could say. There's like a throne. There was if you buy breast cancer like post stamps, 5 I think sheets of them, you get like a raffle ticket for some of the baskets. I mean, that all of the area was amazingly decorated greatly, and I fully support them. My friend had breast cancer detection by mammogram only, and that saved her life too. So I would recommend anybody that. Let's see. Then I was cleaning the basement, so I had a very tall, like a beer bottle, plastic one, where you put in your spare change. And son helped me take it to the bank, and I had all kinds of coins, and it was like $160 worth. The majority of them were pennies, but it was so fun to kind of run my hands through all of those coins. It's like what was a Scrooge in his vault during the cartoons playing. It was fun to kind of run hands through all of that shiny stuff. Let's see. Then high school had a concert. My daughter was in 2 choruses or choirs, and that went interestingly well. There was all kinds of different jazz and concert choruses, and like a bass parts, and the treble parts. So only girls, only guys. And after that, soon we had a homecoming my daughter went to, but she was not very impressed with that. We also had me and my husband our anniversary. We just went out for dinner. I took him to the steak place. I said that he can get his steak the way he likes, because I usually overcook it, everything. Then also daughter's birthday was, and she wanted a Lithuanian dish called cepelini. It's a potato dish. It's a kind of laborious meal, but we had a family over and extra friends, so everybody ate it. I think um, I got it like second or third time living here that I've ever done it, and it seemed like it was successfully done. So I was very happy about that. Everybody enjoyed the meal. We also had to change our tire, and whenever some neighbors changing the roof, which neighbor one house over did, and I think that's where my tire got flat from, because I ran over what they said is like a tip of a blade of some kind. So every time I drive around those kind of areas, I'm kind of wary drive through when there's a full construction or when they're changing roof, because um, that you could drive over some kind of things. And then there was a Halloween, of course, yesterday. We did not get a lot of trick-or-treaters. I think one of the least amount, like 12 only. Usually we get at least 40 kids coming in, and they come from other places in the cars. But this time it was not a lot. My daughter was doing trick-or-treating at her friend's house, where the distances between houses are less and more kids. And I helped her make up her own costume, got some parts I was sewing in, and she had specific things for that costume. And I'll insert also pictures, because there's one house next subdivision over where I walk time after time with my dog, that they have like a skeleton scene that they change like maybe even twice a week through like a month. And whenever I'm with my phone walking by it, I take a pictures. So it's like progressing life of skeletons. So I'll be putting some pictures in that, putting all of those in a row. And also I'll add some videos and pictures of a couple of houses that deck out more for Halloween. What I call it Halloween house, they added even more things in there, and even chair for like a selfies, take pictures and stuff. So that was kind of cool. So Halloween this year was really weirdly different weather-wise, because usually I remember not that long ago I would drive, and it literally kids would have winter coats and it would be rainy. Usually it rains and is cold during Halloween trick-or-treating, but this time it was actually, you just need a light sweater in the evening. That was it, and it was no rain, so that was great and weird thing, but I'm sure kids were excited about it. They don't have to hide under coats with their costumes. So overall, it all went okay this month, and I don't know what November is gonna bring, but again, I did not stitch a lot through the month, but I'm okay getting with that more and more, because I spend time with either family members or doing something else, like clearing out my house more, doing eBay stuff, and taking lots of carfuls of unneeded things to like charity areas, places. So that takes time and gives me kind of like a relief, joy that I'm helping out and I'm clearing out the house. So decluttering is a great way to go. So let's see what else. We'll see what November brings. Need to start thinking about Thanksgiving, about Christmas, and all that stuff. But you'll see all that hopefully in my November video. So for now, I think this is it, and I'm curious to read all your comments, and um, hope you guys have a great day, great week, great month, and try to be nice to each other, especially since the beginning of November is going to be interesting and heated voting going on for presidential elections and some local elections too. So be nice, be calm, and hope you can enjoy doing your hobbies in any way you can, or just the rest, and read a book. So until the next time, this was Jurgita saying bye-bye.